Hello, welcome to In Case You Missed It, a roundup of the latest climate and environmental news, currently coming to you from the bustling newsroom of my flat. What do you remember about the year 1882? James Joyce, A.A. Milne and Virginia Woolf were all born, which was great news for poetry, Winnie the Pooh and stream of consciousness as a narrative device. But for energy nerds like us, 1882 was the last time that the UK went a full month not powered by coal. That is until May 2020. That's right, the grid has recently gone a full 31 days without burning a source of energy that belongs in the past. Of all the ways that you can generate electricity, coal is by far the most harmful to the climate. Coal power creates 80 times more planet heating CO2 than the same amount of wind power, even when you factor in the energy required to build the turbines. Then of course there's the destructive mining operations, local air and water pollution, mistreatment of workers, and the toxic political influence of the coal industry worldwide. So burning less coal, like the UK is doing, means less human suffering and less harm to the natural world. In the 21st century, every piece of coal that we don't burn is a small victory for life on Earth. Hooray for small victories! In this time of crisis, it's important that we look out for the most vulnerable, those at risk of losing their lives and livelihoods due to COVID-19. Which is why our government considering bailing out these guys with no strings attached multi-million-pound taxpayer-funded loans makes perfect sense. Richard Branson and the UK's fifth richest man Jim Ratcliffe have personal fortunes of almost £20 billion between them. They run quaint little businesses like airlines, oil refineries and climate-wrecking fracking operations, and are asking for their companies Virgin Atlantic and Petro Ineos to be saved by taxpayer money. And why wouldn't they? They have reason to be hopeful. Ryanair, Wizz Air, EasyJet and British Airways have all been given the green light for up to £600 million each in taxpayer loans.
So one of the things that's most concerning to us about all this money being given out is that it seems to be happening in total secrecy. There's very little information available about who's getting the money, how much of our money is being given out, when it's being given out. The only reason why we know that the airlines are getting so much money is because they've frankly been boasting about it. The government's giving them this money and they don't have to change any of their practices, they don't have to bring their practice in line with our climate emergency, they don't have to prioritise protecting their workers. There's no conditions at all on how or where the money is given.
That is a lot of money, and to sweeten the deal, these polluting industries want that money to be free of pesky commitments like reducing emissions, cutting flights, or protecting their workers. If you're not convinced that you want a bailout with terms like that coming from your pocket, then you can add your name to the open letter linked in the description below, demanding the government make sure that taxpayer loans come with strict conditions that protect people and planet. Now to matters of the ocean, where it looks like we're gonna need a smaller boat. Last week, Greenpeace revealed that a fleet of super trawlers, massive destructive fishing boats that can process hundreds of tons of fish a day, was spotted off the Scottish coast, fishing for a species called blue whiting in a protected area near the Shetland Islands. So how is that even possible if the waters are protected? Unfortunately, being designated a British Special Area of Conservation, or SAC, doesn't stop commercial fishing from taking place. Super trawlers drag huge nets that are up to thousands of feet long behind them, scooping up fish and any other marine life that gets in their way. While lockdown measures have meant that lots of smaller, more sustainable fishing boats are stuck tied up in the harbour, this fleet can stay at sea for weeks at a time, carrying out destructive fishing practices without proper restrictions or regulations. So that's bad news for the health of our oceans and marine life, it's bad for local fishing communities, and it's bad for small economies during this crisis. Let's end with 4 words that don't get said nearly enough. Good news for cyclists. The government has announced plans to inject £2 billion into infrastructure to put walking and cycling at the heart of transport. While cities around the UK, including London, York, Bristol and Birmingham, have plans to make some areas car-free this summer. And we're going to need that space because Halfords, Britain's biggest cycling retailer, have said that in the past month their bike sales have been double the normal level. Evans Cycles has also seen unprecedented demand as people turn to a 2-wheeled solution to the challenge of commuting without relying on public transport. So grab your bike locks and remember, don't cycle too close to the edge of a canal unless you've always wanted to know what it's like at the bottom of a canal. Subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and remember to check out the links in the description below if you want to take action on some of the issues discussed in today's video.